I don't know. I feel like that one of the greatest thing that happened to me by choosing to work with the body, and to some extent by working with meditation, and also recently, also I had some experiences with psychedelic medicines, is the ability to deconstruct identities, and I think that that's something that for me really sits in the core of why would you want to work with the body? Why would you want to put so much emphasis on moving the body and connecting to the moving body? Because I think that there is a space where I'm not Matan Levkovich, the Israeli man who is married, who lives in Austria, who is a dancer, and all these like external things. I think that there is a certain space, at least I've experienced it, that I'm just vibration. And I think that it's, I don't know, I find it shockingly surprising that we have a movement that is ready to abandon all of this completely, not only abandon it, claiming that this is immoral thing to do, to recognize that this space exists. And I don't know, like,
well, again, you kind of like touching on the whole sort of psychedelic experience of, yeah, like the identity sort of dissolving, and realizing the kind of universality of all things. When you come back into the pedestrian world and get back into your sort of like social situations like that, an element of that kind of remains, and I think that like anyone, I don't know, anyone, maybe some people can go through all those things that I've sort of been through and come out the other end and still judge a person by the color of their skin or their sexual preference. But for me, it just, I like to sort of like honor the sort of like individual and sort of like hear the individual and not just kind of put people in but I won't do it. I choose not to.
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting times, because what I also see around, and that's something that scares me the most, is not the fact that we have disagreements, but is that we are really losing the ability to exchange when we have disagreements. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's again, maybe I see it completely wrong, although it's in my heart I feel that I'm okay. But if we got to the point within the dance community that somebody like me, who again, I don't want to elevate myself to I'm not the most moral correct person, for sure. I have my own shadows, but like if I'm a dancer who is working in Vienna and is interested in studying these kind of topics, can be so easily put in the category of racist. There has to be something wrong, because if you cannot speak to me, how would you be able to speak to everybody who is like, I'm on your side? Like, and I don't know, you also brought this thing about like this entitlement that I feel like maybe that's I don't know, when I hear this, because this is for me somehow a new thing to receive from you, even though we spoke about these things very often, that maybe that sits in the core of your resistance, because you don't feel that you're entitled for anything. You feel like, yeah, if I want something, I need to work hard for it. And there is a certain sense of entitlement in those spaces, as if you are holding a certain moral position, then you're entitled to
tell other people how to think and speak and all the rest of it is what it comes across as. It's like, I'm like, wow, like you really feel like us being just like two human beings and sharing a space and being in this contact improvisation space or whatever, you feel that you can come to me, judge me based on what you can see with your eyes, yeah, and then profess to tell me how to think, what to say, what I can't say, like, because I don't feel that way toward you at all. I feel like like that's all for you to choose. I can't tell you how to do this and how to do that. So like for me, it's like glaringly oppositional to like my own perspective of like my relationship with other people. I don't feel like I can just rock up in a situation and start telling people how to think and what to say and who can stay and who has to go and who's up here and who's down there. I'm like, not at all. What I tend to do is just sort of sit there and sort of like mind my own business until someone else starts doing that. And then I feel I have that sort of trigger of like, when I was a kid at school and I was always the small kid, and, I came from a sort of maybe a bit of a sort of poorer family than most families, and a one parent. My mum was a single parent. So like kids can sniff that out, man. And they would just, like bully me. And I feel a little bit like that same energy coming from the social justice people. Is it's just that they feel entitled to just bully me, to sort of lay their stuff on me forcibly, like shut you down, make you silent, with all the sort of tricks of the the sort of leftist Marxist sort of theoretical tricks they use to sort of make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about or who you are or anything else. And no, I won't put up with it.
If you want to see more precious and insightful moments, make sure to check our short clips playlist. To see longer interviews, check out the full episode playlist just below it. And to be notified for all future videos, click the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell. See you on the next episode.